last 7 months. There's no reason why we would not maintain this kind of a scorching pace of launches, so you can come to expect that of Samsung. I won't give a specific number because these are fairly fluid or fluid to an extent, but you can expect from Samsung stables a continuing pace of launches into the future as well. So as I said, for sure we will be launching successively in every segment that we operate, and that's what we did in the last 7 months. You would see that in all segments in the coming months as well in a similar time frame. I would again not be able to give you a specific number because that is something that is slightly dynamic and fluid as we go forward. That I alluded to, within 2015 we were at about 35%, which is in excess of 40 right now, and in terms of the overall market share as well, we are at about 39%. The question was that what was the comparative number for this 39% at the earlier part of the year? The answer was 34. Overall share this was. We are growing faster, and that's the result of that is share gain if we are able to grow faster than the market. Again, I would state here that it's extremely important, and that what we focus on is value added, differentiated products, services, experiences for the consumers. Continuously that's our effort. If you look at it in the case of A series really is at the pinnacle of great cutting edge design, materials, form factor. It's really the first series from the Samsung stables which is a full metal unibody, glass front of course, great quality, great ergonomics, great feel and plush feel in the hands, really plush over there. And of course hardware and software capabilities to boot and complement that kind of a performance. And there's no surprises therefore that the A series has been enormously well received in the Indian market. And 3 launches have now gotten into the 4th launch that we were propelled and encouraged to now get the 4th product also out on the back of that kind of an acceptance. 14. So there was a feature phone also, and there was a Tizen based operating system phone also that we launched. The rest in terms of phones and tablets operate on the Android operating system. Actually that's not our perspective. At Samsung, for times immemorial, we have been agnostic to the operating system, and if you go back in time you would have seen Samsung devices operate on a myriad different number of operating systems. I won't go back into history now reminding and discussing those, but that's just a proof or a legacy of the fact that we are agnostic to the operating system. What we are really forward looking on is what the consumer is going to choose. It's our business to build, innovate, research and develop and manufacture those devices, market those devices. So if you look at it, we were virtually the first brand of sorts in the Indian market to evangelize the smartphone space in India, and Android was a cornerstone in doing that, and we've been forever, for the longest time, very strongly cohorting on the Android ecosystem. Tizen on the other part is again a very exciting operating system with great potential and possibilities, and Tizen, the first Tizen operating system based device was launched by Samsung anywhere in the world, actually in India, earlier this year, and that was the Samsung Z1, and that in its own right has also done enormously well in the Indian market. I won't be able to share those kind of data points, internal data points here.
I'm Divakar from PTI.
Manufacturing facilities in India over the last so many years, all our models that we sell in India are produced in our factory in India, which is located in Greater Noida near Delhi. Our factory in India is capable of and actually manufactures all ends of our devices, including really high-end and complex devices like the dual edge display phone, the Galaxy S6 Edge, is also manufactured out of India. From S6 Edge at one end to feature phones, candy bar phones at the other end to tablets, all of it gets manufactured. What we hold in our hands as A8 are oven fresh devices also manufactured out of our plant a few days back itself. So yeah, our manufacturing capability serves for all our demand and consumption in India. Segment a model sits in, volumes differ. So again, no surprises, as you go into the mass end of the pyramid, volumes are larger over there. It's not to say that this is more successful and something that we launch in the mid or the high or the premium is less successful. It is relative. The good part is, if you ask me in terms of market share, which segment are we, by virtue of our volumes, able to get more market share? And that's answer I'm really happy to state here, that you know, being a market leader, we're across all segments, and through all the segments we consistently have leadership in practically all the segments that we operate in. So again, happy to answer, practically everything that we've launched this year has been extremely well received in India. Take for example, right at the top, the S6 and the S6 Edge Plus is our best flagship performance across the S series over all these 5 years of S series. So Galaxy S, S2, S3, S4, S5, now S6 that we launched, actually sixth year of a flagship launch. This is once again the best flagship launch we've had. Similarly, A series really doing well. E series, J series that we recently launched, the Z1, which is a Tizen operating system, and I don't know if I shared that data point, but we did some time back with our friends in the media. In a little over 150 days of launch in India of Z1 on a new operating system like Tizen, we sold 1 million devices. Now 1 million devices in a little over 150 days says a lot about how it gets accepted and the way it performs. So it's been a really glorious short year 2015 in terms of the number of launches, but more importantly the success of each launch that we've had in the market. So if you look at GfK, because the handset industry syndicates and sees the same data point, which is published through our syndicate agency, which is GfK. South contributes close to about 27 to 28% of the Indian market. And when I say South, it is obviously these 4 southern states, including Kerala and Tamil Nadu. In a position to give you manufacturing related information or outlooks, that's out of my domain of discussion here with you all today, but suffice to say that what we have in Noida already is a very large capacity and is able to take care of 100% of our demand in the near term to medium term. So we are fully geared up from a manufacturing standpoint, both scale of manufacturing and capability of manufacturing all ends of devices. So again, I won't be able to give you a specific number how much investments we'll put in marketing, but suffice to say that, you know, A series has over these 6 months and into the coming future as well continue to see 360 degrees of marketing across above the line media, electronic, print, out of home, to retail investments, to a lot of other digital investments. So it will be very busily advertised across the board. So you know, I'll put it this way. Firstly, competition and diversity and choices are always great for the market, are always right for the consumer. And we, in our own effort, have only been doing that over all these years. So if you look at the rate at which we introduce new models and get new technologies and new stories out, and again I go back not too far ago, in these 6 to 7 months, we actually effectively have 4 to 5 new series altogether launched out there in the series. I'm not saying models. Under these series are 15, 16 models that I spoke of. So that continues to be an effort from our side. Second thing, pricing, we have seen and observed, being a market leader and being really closely attached to consumers in India over all these years, we've repeatedly seen the Indian consumer does not look for lowest prices. He looks for great value. And that is seen in the form of, you know, consumers will want to see what's different, what's enhanced, what's unique in the device that they choose to buy, whether a Samsung or any other. And if that device offers it to him, he's happy to pay for that value. So he's a great value seeker. He's not a low price seeker necessarily, and these are two distinct things we've observed. And therefore, to complement that aspect of consumers in the Indian market, every time we launch a model, we try and every time give a meaningful differentiation or advantage or an experiential improvement in the devices or the models that we launch. So we don't just get a stacked new hardware with new some features and a new price point and say it'll succeed. No, it doesn't really work like that. So every time our endeavor is to give it that extra twist and the extra excitement and the differentiated story, and that's what consumers have come to expect from Samsung. And again, the result of it is that we are only able to further grow and consolidate on an existing leadership in the market that we launched. There is no design like that globally. So if you look at a premium Gorilla Glass finish on the front and back, a curved display on two edges of the device, if you look at the kind of materials and finishes used are unprecedented. If you look at the engine inside, a 14 nanometer processor is a world first that we put into the engine of some of our premium devices. If you look at the wireless and really effective wireless charging capabilities that we introduced recently with the S6, if you look at the fast charging capability, some of these things are really signatures that we continuously bring out and freshen up the market with. There are other factors also. If you look at closer home into India, a lot of these things that Manu alluded to is what we are doing to differentiate in India. And that journey has been going on, including having Indian regional language input, UI, customization capability in that. Or a very important software aspect. We know in India how important the battery aspect is. So no doubt all our devices come with great battery standby and playback capability, but to further enhance that, we have a software spin to that which is called the ultra power saving mode, which we actually launched first time with the Galaxy S5 flagship a year and a half ago. Increasingly that kind of feature capability is spreading into more and more devices, including the A series that we speak of. Now an ultra power saving mode has got huge acceptance or importance in an Indian context. So we're just naming you some of the key global differentiators or India differentiators that we keep building on and keep getting into the market. These are not all, of course, there are many more and we can go on.